Okay, so thought I'd make a quick video on how I've got my FishPro set up, just as I'm waiting for some mates to come in from around the corner out there. So yeah, when I was first looking at getting a jet ski set up for spearfishing, it's there's not many videos out there that show you like how do you get it together. It's not that hard, but there's a few little things that I've worked out that work for me pretty well. So first thing, I've got 2 buckets here. This is one of the best things I've done. They're like $4 from Bunnings. Anyway, first bucket is all my diving gear. My mask is inside that. That's another hot tip, so your mask doesn't get smashed, because it will. So there's all your diving gear out of the way, aside from the weight belt, which I put in the bottom here because I don't want that to smash anything up. Anyway, weight belt. So we're going to put him just in there for the gunnel for a minute. Next thing is the all my anchor gear is in this other tub here, so I've got them nice and separate. So Cooper's anchor chain, anchor and chain. I've got a what do you call this? Like a chain guard kind of thing. It goes on it. So I'm gonna throw that in, and I need to get a bit more. I ended up adding additional chain to this because it wasn't holding as well as I liked, so I need to get another guard. Anyway, so now I'm just putting the anchor in. Okay, that's at the bottom, and there's not really any swell today, so I'm going to throw in, I've got a meter marked on each of these little loops. Oh hang on, sorry, it's 5 meters, sorry. So I'm getting in a bit extra. Okay. Okay, now, this little guy I'm doing here, this is, now that's hooked on, this little black rope here, I need to pull a bit of this out because that's going to pull a bit further. Okay, so that's the bow line tied up around the front, and this little bit of elastic stuff, this elastic stuff comes in really handy. That's just got that from a chandlery, Whitworth's. So now that usually sits up there so it doesn't slap around, and now I can just throw that. I don't have to stuff around anything at the front. And yeah, I think most people know that trick already. Okay, so now the anchor's out, safely anchored. Now I'm going to get my dive gear back in the hole there, and I can just pull from that and just get my gear on as I need to, nice and easy. So close that for a second. The next thing is store my fins in here like this. I'm going to pull those out of the way, put them inside. Okay. Now I've got my gun strapped here, super tight on there. It's really good, not going anywhere. The cool thing I've worked out recently, after doing this in 10 different ways, this float, you'll see, it's not going anywhere while I'm running, and I can even leave the flag on it, because what I've done, I've got more of these rubber straps at each end of the float, and so I pull it back in. It's probably a bit hard to see because I've got a weird angle on this camera. I pull that in, and because I've got an extra knot there, I can nicely pull that and just lock it around that edge of this. So now that's not going anywhere, and I've done the same on the other side over here. So first thing I do now that I'm getting ready to get all this in, first thing I should do is get that flag up actually. We'll do that in a second. Okay, so undo this. Now our float's loose. Now we can undo the rope, which I've got the float line, I've got nicely tied up there. And now I can just throw him in. What I usually have, which I haven't today because I've just re-rigged something, that's usually just tied onto the shark clip, or attached to the shark clip. And now I can just throw my gun in, like that's gone. That's fine, out of the way. I'll get this little loop here, I'll put that over there so it doesn't drift off too far. And when I jump in the water, I can just flip that off nice and easy. So that's that done. You see at the back here, I've got one of these bags. In here I've got a drone, another waterproof bag, and there's a waterproof jumper in there too, so that's nice. I used to have the esky right at the back, and I found I was leaning over too much. It was a pain in the ass, and I've got it right now, and this is better having the esky at the front, and it's actually more secure in that position. Alright, next thing is the flag. So I've got PVC tube. This is electrical PVC tube from Bunnings, and because that's the only one that has this little female piece here. So now, oh, I did not want to do that. What a dummy. So now I've got to collect that in a bit. Anyway, that bit was holding this on here. Thought this was all going to go nice and smooth. Okay, so there's my flag up. And that's really easy to pull down later, especially when you don't lose the bloody extra bit of pipe. But I'm only in like 3 or 4 meters of water. Okay, so from there I'm pretty much just get my fins on, get my mask on, and jump in. That is it. Sorted. Some fish in the air, some leftover fish that I'm going to throw in later on. Here's another little one. I got this Dave's jet ski lunchbox because my wife keeps on using it for other things. Couple of sandwiches, wraps from the servo. That way, in here with that kind of lid, they're not going to get fish guts on them when I throw fish in there, and it also protects them from getting belted around when you're in big swell. So they're nice and safe and secure in there. Also got some 2-minute noodles because I've got in that bag I've got a jet boil, so I can boil up some noodles, throw in a bit of fish in there as well. In here I've got some wasabi and some soy sauce, Nurofen, and a lighter in case I need to light the jet boil. Some beef jerky just to jerk out if I need to. That is sorted. What else can I show you? Okay. Another cool addition is, I'll have to turn that on for a second. Put the stereo on. This little button here, you can't buy these anymore. I managed to find one on eBay. This is the older model and it's got a rubber edge around it, so it's with a bit of silicone, it's nice and waterproof. You got to get the electrical safe steel. Anyway, that now is a button that how good is that? It's one thing SeaDoo don't have. I don't want to, when I'm cruising, you know, doing 80k or whatever, reaching down over here to hit that button is a pain in the ass. You have to stop. So now I can be hooking along and just tap the button. One tap for on, one tap for on, or double tap for next song. Like this. Yeah, that is awesome. I think that's about it. Yeah. So I hope that helped someone. It would have helped me if I had that video when I was researching getting a jet ski. Early days, is, I don't know, you just kind of like, it's going to be a waste of money. Am I going to get it set up right? Am I going to lose my gear? Am I going to have enough space on my jet ski to actually get my gear on? Because usually I'm doing it, you know, previously doing it in a car park or something, and you know, things are nice and easy. But I suppose the other thing is, obviously you got your wetsuit on beforehand, and now I actually just drive home in the wetsuit and jump straight in the shower. So right, hope that helps someone.